Good evening. The Florida Department of Transportation, Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, welcomes you to the virtual design public information meeting for the add auxiliary lanes to Florida's Turnpike, also known as State Road 91, from State Road 821 to Griffin Road, a Transportation Systems Management and Operations, or TSM&O project in Broward County. Financial project identification numbers 446-223-1 and 446-224-1. This meeting will provide you with an opportunity to review the project details, ask questions, and provide comments concerning the project. If you are not hearing audio, please check your computer speaker settings or your phone microphone. If you are experiencing technical difficulties, please contact technical support at tpkmeetingsupport@dot.state.fl.us. Our meeting agenda will begin by introducing the project team members participating in this virtual meeting. Then we will follow those introductions with a project presentation that runs approximately 18 minutes that describes the details of the proposed improvements. After the presentation ends, the project team will answer your questions received during the registration. If you have questions or comments during the meeting, you can submit in the chat box and we will follow up with you after this meeting at a later date. Once we've answered the questions, we will close the virtual meeting. My name is Paul Norando, and I am the Florida Turnpike's Enterprise Project Manager. Here with me is Jim Simoslawski from Kimley Horn, who is managing the project from State Road 821 to Johnson Street. Also here with me is Andrew Nunez from American Consulting Professionals, who is managing the project from Johnson Street to Griffin Road. Both will be assisting me with tonight's meeting. At this time, I would like to recognize the elected government officials who registered to attend this public information meeting. We are joined by the City of Hollywood Mayor Josh Levy and the City of Hollywood Commissioner Linda Hill Anderson. Thank you for attending. If you have a question you would like to ask or a comment you would like to make during tonight's meeting, please submit it at any time. You have the option to use GoToWebinar to ask a question or to submit a comment by locating the control panel and the question box. Once you have typed in your question or comment, then click the send button. As mentioned earlier, questions submitted tonight will be answered at a later date. You can also submit questions and comments by emailing me at paul.naranjo@dot.state.fl.us as shown on the slide, or through the project website at www.turnpikesouthbroward.com. We do ask you submit any questions or comments no later than February the 6th of 2023. We will now show a video presentation about the project. After the video, we will answer the project's frequently asked questions, as well as some of the questions received during the meeting registration.
Florida's Turnpike Enterprise welcomes you to the Design Public Information Meeting for the Add Auxiliary Lanes to Florida's Turnpike, also known as State Road 91, from State Road 821 to Griffin Road. A Transportation Systems Management and Operations, or TSM&O project in Broward County, financial project identification numbers 446-223-1 and 446-224-1. Public notice for this Design Public Information Meeting, including information on how to access the meeting platform, was provided in letters to property owners and tenants in the project area, a posting in the Florida Administrative Register, and emails to persons on the project contacts list, and other notification methods. Notice was also posted on the project website at www.turnpikesouthbroward.com. The proposed project is being developed in accordance with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Please contact one of the Title VI coordinators, Susan Sadeghi, at 407-264-3640 or susan.siddiqui@dot.state.fl.us or Stefan Kulikowski at 850-414-4742 or stefan.kulikowski@dot.state.fl.us to express any concerns regarding Florida's Turnpike's compliance with Title VI. The purpose of this presentation is to provide you with an overview of the project history, the needs of the corridor, an interim solution, project details, the project schedule, and to gather your input about the project. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise follows a 5-phase project development process in delivering needed infrastructure improvements to the communities throughout the state. These 5 phases are planning, project development and environment, or PD&E, design, right-of-way, and construction. Widening of the Florida's Turnpike, also known as State Road 91 from State Road 821 to Griffin Road, was evaluated as part of a PD&E study. This project is currently in the design phase. The design phase is when the construction plans, specifications, and final estimates to build a project are developed. The final phase of the project development process is the construction phase when the project is built. This project will not have a right-of-way phase since no new right-of-way is being acquired. The overall PD&E corridor improvements were presented to the public at a public hearing on February 15, 2005, and the State Environmental Impact Report, known as a SEER, was approved on September 26, 2005. In 2008, Florida's Turnpike Enterprise completed plans for the design of a new 8-lane facility with new interchange ramps at Hollywood Boulevard and Pines Boulevard. It was during that time that substantial utility relocations were identified for the Florida Gas Transmission Company that impacted the proposed project schedule and overall cost. During coordination of these impacts and examining alternative concepts, the Turnpike continued with the construction of a southbound to westbound ramp at Hollywood Boulevard, which opened in 2015. A corridor feasibility study completed in 2017 concluded that new traffic forecasts required additional corridor improvements beyond what was originally identified. Since those improvements would further intensify utility impacts, the Florida's Turnpike Enterprise is proposing to address and alleviate increasing congestion with this TSM&O improvement project to be constructed within the next 3 years. The needs of the project can be summarized as accommodating the increasing traffic demand, improve emergency response and evacuation, enhance safety, and improve travel time reliability. The project solution is implementing Transportation System Management and Operations, or TSM&O initiatives, which increase roadway capacity by repurposing the shoulder to add auxiliary lanes, but with reduced lane and shoulder widths to avoid utility impacts. At the same time, safety is improved through installation of technologies including smart work zone during construction, additional traffic camera coverage, wrong way detection, improved turn lanes, and improved signalization. These elements will give drivers important information, reduce severity of accidents, and improve emergency response times. The current TSM&O improvements being presented are intended to be an interim solution. As identified in the feasibility study, traffic projections indicate that an ultimate widening will be needed along this corridor in the near future. A future PD&E study will be programmed to fully evaluate the feasibility of the ultimate widening and interchange improvements. This PD&E study is proposed to be programmed in the 5-year work program with design and construction to occur after the study is complete and when funds can be programmed. This project is proposing improvements to a section of the Florida's Turnpike in south central Broward County and is part of the Florida Strategic Intermodal System and the National Highway System. The project is divided into 2 segments. The limits of financial project ID 446223-1 is from State Road 821 to Johnson Street and includes improvements to Hollywood Boulevard, Pines Boulevard. The limits of financial project ID 446224-1 is from Johnson Street to Griffin Road. The total length of both segments is approximately 7 miles. Both segments are being proposed to be constructed at the same time, and the proposed improvement will increase capacity of the Turnpike by repurposing the shoulder to add new auxiliary lanes for the entire length of both segments. The project will construct noise walls where they meet criteria. Safety and operational improvements will be made along Hollywood Boulevard, Pines Boulevard, with median revisions and turn lane improvements. This graphic depicts the existing Turnpike roadway section from State Road 821 to Johnson Street. For the proposed improvements, the existing 3 lanes will be milled and resurfaced, and the new 4th auxiliary lane will be added to the outside within the existing pavement. To avoid any impact to the Florida gas transmission lines, both the inside and outside paved shoulders will be reduced to allow for the improvement while avoiding utility impacts. On the side where no gas main is present, standard width shoulders are provided. New shoulders are to be constructed with new guardrail, regrading of the roadside ditches, and noise walls where proposed. Exhibits have been prepared that show the improvements in detail. These exhibits are available on the project website www.turnpikesouthbroward.com and will be on display at the in-person meeting. This graphic, which is oriented with north to the right, shows the general alignment of the Turnpike. The project begins at the Miramar Parkway Bridge crossing, where ramps from State Road 821 begin southbound and end northbound. It also should be noted that the existing bridge over Pembroke Road will not be widened. The drainage improvements will address drainage runoff flowing towards the median as well as the outside ditches that will be filled and grassed. This graphic shows the Hollywood Boulevard interchange area. The interchange's configuration will not be modified by construction. Note that the existing tolling points remain unchanged. Ramps and approaches to Hollywood Boulevard, Pines Boulevard will be milled and resurfaced. At both the northbound and southbound off-ramps, a new additional right turn lane will be added, making each ramp have 3 right turn lanes onto Hollywood Boulevard, Pines Boulevard. Congestion along the Turnpike at the Hollywood Boulevard interchange has been occurring regularly during peak commute timeframes for many years. On both sides of the interchange, 6 traffic signals on Hollywood Boulevard within just over a half mile contribute to deteriorated operation. The closely spaced signals do not adequately process the traffic demands. As shown in the aerial image, Northwest 62nd Avenue signal results in heavy backups to entering Turnpike left turns. This impedes both the 62nd Avenue travelers and the westbound through travelers on Hollywood Boulevard. Hollywood Boulevard, Pines Boulevard improvements will include turn lane improvements at the intersection of Northwest 64th Avenue, in which restriping and signal revisions will provide 2 southbound to eastbound left turn lanes. This should effectively result in more efficient processing of southbound left turn movements and longer green times for east-west movements. At Southwest 63rd Terrace, the proposed median closure at this intersection will eliminate direct left turns to and from Southwest 63rd Terrace and provide only right turn movements in and out of Southwest 63rd Terrace. It can be anticipated that in the future ultimate project, this median would be closed due to its proximity to any new interchange concept. This will decrease the number of conflict points at this intersection, improving safety. Landscaping impacts and opportunities of the medians are being coordinated with the city. At 62nd Avenue, signalization will be modified and eastbound and westbound left turn movements will be prohibited. The modified signal phasing will improve traffic operations and safety at this intersection, as well as improve operations at nearby intersections. The number of crashes at the 62nd Avenue intersection are 2 times that of a typical intersection. In the last 5 years, there were crashes throughout the entire project corridor that had an economic impact of over $81.7 million. The proposed modification will enhance corridor safety by reducing conflict points and providing more storage for vehicles entering the Turnpike. The modifications will reduce delays at the Turnpike intersections by up to 47% and at 62nd Avenue by as much as 24%. Travel along Hollywood Boulevard will be more efficient, with travel time westbound through the corridor reduced by 5% and as much as 44% between State Road 7 US 441 and the Turnpike. The 446224-1 segment of the project from Johnson Street to Griffin Road will be similar to the segment to the south. Existing lanes will be resurfaced, the shoulder will be repurposed to create a fourth auxiliary lane both northbound and southbound, and shoulders will be reduced where required to avoid impacts to the Florida gas transmission lines running along the east side of the Turnpike. The 446224-1 project begins at Johnson Street and continues north through the Seminole Tribe of Florida within an existing 200 feet of right-of-way that widens to 300 feet north of Taft Street. Noise walls will be constructed at the right-of-way where they meet criteria. The project continues north and ends north of the Griffin Road interchange. The ramps will be resurfaced and tolling points maintained. Silver Lake will be connected to the system for water quality and storage benefits. At Griffin Road, drainage pipes will be installed to drain the project limits with a new outfall to the South Florida Water Management District C11 canal. A noise wall evaluation for this project has been performed. New noise walls will be constructed where they meet criteria and are depicted on the project boards. For more information regarding the noise wall evaluation process, please visit the project website at www.turnpikesouthbroward.com to access the link to Florida's Turnpike's traffic noise video. When the project reaches the construction phase, signage will be placed to inform drivers of detours before work begins. The Turnpike will continue coordination with local agencies, businesses, and the public during construction of the project through the project website, email, and newsletters. Traffic will be maintained during construction to minimize disruptions to the traveling public. Construction along the mainline Turnpike will occur in phases. Existing travel lanes will remain open during peak periods, and short-term lane closures will occur when needed during off-peak hours. This project will utilize technologies compatible with the department's desire for a smart work zone. Smart work zones utilize electronic devices to measure and communicate traffic conditions during construction. This includes speed sensors that integrate with the National One network that provides real-time regional traffic conditions that can be accessed by road users through their cellular devices. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise will continue to coordinate with the local stakeholders located within the project limits. This project is coordinated with adjacent projects north and south of the project area. For further information, please refer to the board on display. The project's design will be completed by the third quarter of 2023. The construction of the project will begin the first quarter of 2024. Construction is anticipated to take approximately 3 years. Please visit the project website for all project updates, documents, and announcements at www.turnpikesouthbroward.com. Your questions and comments are essential to this process and will help Florida's Turnpike Enterprise understand your concerns and suggestions for the proposed improvements presented. We encourage you to ask your questions and provide a written comment tonight. Or if you prefer, you may mail your questions and comments to P.O. Box 613069, Ocoee, Florida 34761, or submit them by email to paul.naranjo@dot.state.fl.us. You can also submit your questions and comments directly through the project website. The website address is www.turnpikesouthbroward.com. We would appreciate your written questions and comments by February 6, 2023. After this meeting, if you would like to speak with someone, please contact one of the following Florida's Turnpike representatives, Paul Naranjo, at 407-264-3675 3429 or paul@naranj.dot.state.fl.us or Tom Alexander at 407-264-3318 or thomalexander@dot.state.fl.us. For more information, attendees of the virtual meeting can submit a question via the GoToWebinar question box or use one of the previously mentioned communication methods after the meeting. All attendees can also review the project information posted on the project website at www.turnpikesouthbroward.com that includes all the information presented at tonight's meeting. In-person attendees may ask questions to Florida's Turnpike representatives and review the aerial maps and other exhibits on display.
We hope you found the project presentation informative and helpful. As part of the registration for this meeting, we asked you if you had any questions for us to answer at this meeting. We have compiled the questions you submitted through registration, phone, and emails, and put together a few slides to help us answer them. Many of you had similar questions. If you think of another question, locate the questions box in the control panel, type your question in the box, then select the send button. We will be answering questions received tonight via email at a later date and will become part of the public meeting record. Tonight's first question is, where can I find maps to see if this project will impact my property? Those interested in seeing the graphics presented tonight may do so at the in-person presentation being held 2 days from now on January the 26th at 5:30 p.m. at the Miramar Multi-Service Complex Ballroom located at 6700 Miramar Parkway in Miramar, or on the website at www.turnpikesouthbroward.com. The next few slides will explain how to navigate the project website to review information. To review the project exhibits, including the presentation, visit the project website, click on the Public Meeting Exhibit Room located at the top of the page. The new page that opens will include a list of exhibits to click on to review. If you click on one of the exhibit titles, the exhibit board, along with a brief description, will open. The About Project board is shown on this slide as an example of the exhibit boards you can find on the project website. The exhibit boards are the same ones we'll be showing at the in-person meeting at the Miramar Multi-Service Complex on Thursday, January the 26th at 5:30 p.m.
Okay, Paul, I hope you can hear me now. But the second question we have for tonight is, when will construction begin and how long will it take?
The project is expected to begin construction in early spring 2024. The estimated construction duration is 3 years.
Question number 3, I am concerned about noise. What are you going to do about it?
Noise is studied as part of the design, and noise wall locations have been identified as part of this project. Noise walls will be constructed at the right-of-way line where they meet criteria. Heights of noise walls will vary from 14 to 22 feet. Specific noise wall locations can be seen on the project diagrams in the exhibit hall. The noise studies are currently being finalized. For more information regarding your neighborhood, please visit the project website to view the project display boards, which show the proposed noise wall locations. We encourage you to watch the FDOT noise video posted on the project website. If you have further questions after viewing these, please email me and I'll respond.
Paul, the next question is, what exactly are auxiliary lanes and if they're an additional toll?
Auxiliary lanes are lanes that adjoin the regular travel lanes to allow drivers to get into position at the exits and merges at the entrances. They are not tolled.
Next question, is right-of-way being acquired for the improvements?
No additional right-of-way is being acquired for these improvements. All work will be accomplished inside the existing public right-of-way.
Next question, where are funds for this project coming from?
This project is funded through toll revenue from Florida's Turnpike facilities. Again, we appreciate your input. All questions not answered tonight will be addressed at a later date. Please remember to visit the project website to review information shown at tonight's meeting. Thank you for your interest in the add auxiliary lanes to Florida's Turnpike from State Road 821 to Griffin Road, a TSMNO project. And thank you for taking the time to participate in this meeting. Remember, you can visit the project website at www.turnpikesouthbroward.com to explore the public meeting exhibit room and submit any additional questions or comments. A recording of this design public information will be available on the project website next week. On behalf of Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, I thank you again for your interest in this project, and have a great evening.